Oh, that stopped really abruptly. But I quite liked it. Hello and welcome to the Wonky Gamer, episode 41. The Metal Gear fantasy has not Kingdom Come. I didn't realise that rhymed with 41. That's quite nice, actually.
It's almost like we planned it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh my god. Could you start be a bit close to your mic, Rammy, or quite quiet?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Cool. So, what is going on? Let's have a look. I don't know, gaming news. So, Kingdom Come came out.
We're not introducing ourselves this episode.
Apparently not.
If you want to introduce yourself, who
Yeah,
are you?
I'm Rammy. How's it going?
You're still quite quiet, dude. You're very quiet.
How about now?
It's a bit better, but you're still quite quiet. DeD, you speak.
Hello.
We'll just go with it. It should be alright.
Hello.
Okay. I'm just
Game
losing my
two.
train of thought today. Sorry. This is Rammy, and this is DeD, and
Hello.
I am Stef. Hello.
Hello.
I'm quite tired today. I apologise. My brain is like running at the speed of a ham sandwich. Anyway, Kingdom Come Deliverance came out. Does anyone care apart from me?
Not
Um,
really.
Not a great amount, but I do want to hear all about it though.
It's great! It's amazing. It's so good. It's like... It's got a bit of hassle in the media, actually. For some really random reasons that are a bit ludicrous, but we can go into that later. But it's a great game. Holy moly, like, the story's great. You can, like... If you get bored, you can just go in the woods and hunt deer and shit. You know, you can get on your horse. You get, like, waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself at times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's great. It's really, really good. I don't
So
really know
it's
what else to say. It's hard to explain how good it is without you playing it.
Is it like medieval life simulator?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
It's just harder than like it's just harder than like the average game. Like it makes The Witcher 3 look like a game for 8-year-olds.
Right, wow.
It's like playing RPGs back in the early 2000s and pre-2000.
Ooh. But without magic.
Without magic. But you don't need magic. That's kind of the beauty of it.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't need the magic. It's like Tahiti. It's a magical place.
Nice.
But we can go into Kingdom Come a bit more later on because we are...
I like
Yeah,
it.
you're surely going to talk all about that in the reviews stroke what we've been playing section.
Yeah, I mean, we could touch upon the release of... Actually, I think we should touch upon this because you can talk a bit later about your experience with it.
Yeah.
But there's some lol-worthy stuff that happened with this game. So there's
Yeah,
this game called Metal Gear Survive that I kind of thought is going to be shit because the guy who made Metal Gear's left and Konami are renowned as like probably the worst company. I don't know, it's nearly as bad as EA in terms of how they treat staff. And that isn't me sort of... That isn't conjecture, it's actually come out and... They're pretty awful. They've done stuff like if they have had fallouts with developers, they'll make them become janitors for a bit, and they do like
What?
yeah, it's really fucking crazy,
Oh my god.
proper weird.
Your game was shit, therefore you're cleaning up shit.
Exactly,
Wow.
but
That's wow.
for a change, this is quite refreshing because we are going to complain about microtransactions, but this time it doesn't involve. Well, it might involve loot boxes, but I mean this specific point doesn't. So at least that's fresh and exciting. You start off with one character slot, and you can buy another one for $10. $10.
That's fucking
So
Yeah.
that's cool. Like You know, if you open up all three extra slots, that's like $30. You could buy a game for that. It's cool.
Or could you not just play the game on different profiles you create? So,
could you still play it online though? And that only applies to console users, not PC.
Yeah, you couldn't still do it online, but certainly replay through the single player campaign with more than one save file. You could.
Why couldn't you do it multiplayer with more than one save file? It's another user, and that user is on your Xbox, and that Xbox is sharing its Xbox Live. You can play both characters multiplayer.
Can you?
Okay. Oh, right. I didn't realise that.
What, via the gamer tag or whatever it is? Can you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
If you've got 2 gamer tags, like some people do,
I have.
they're both on the same machine, then they are sharing one Xbox Live.
Huh.
So, if gamer tag A plays...
Wait, what? 2 gamer tags can share one Xbox Live?
Yes.
I don't think you can do that on PlayStation.
How does that work? Because, I mean, I've got 2 Xbox Live accounts because we didn't seem to be able to share them.
It should be... There might be a setting that you need to set on your in the console settings, but you can share one Xbox Live over multiple accounts.
Really?
You should be able to. Or you might need to have the other one logged in at the same time, but then you switch the console so that they're both logged in, but that one's in the background.
Maybe
Profile.
maybe only one profile can play at a time, and when I've used them, I've wanted 2 profiles to be able to play together at the same time.
Oh, that would make sense.
Which is maybe why I've had to fork out for a second profile.
Maybe. Because I know you can game share, but you can also live share
Right,
on
okay.
the console.
So the kids could effectively use their own profiles to play online with their own friends, rather than having to use my second profile.
Yes. In theory, if you put the profile on there, they should be able to piggyback yours.
Right, okay. Well, some testing may be needed of that then.
Could be quite useful.
But yeah, out for a save slot, for fuck's sake.
There was some...
Yeah, there are other games that do that as well. There's City of Heroes, which was the first superhero.
Oh, that was
Warcraft.
good, that game. Holy shit. That was from years ago.
Started off a pay-to-play model, couldn't compete with Blizzard, so they scaled it back to a free-to-play. You got 1 character slot, and if you wanted to have more character slots, you paid microtransactions to get them.
Yeah, but that does happen for some MMOs
That's
that
like
have
all of them,
free to
really.
play. That's kind of different than a game that you're paying like a full release price for, and then
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's good practice, but like Star Wars: The Old Republic, which I loved when it first came out, I followed it for ages. Like when they went like microtransactions heavy, literally you had to like buy inventory space. You could buy fucking hell. You could like it was so nickel and dime. It was just amazing.
Yeah, but most of these are for where it's been done before, tend to be MMOs, don't they?
That's true. I mean, with this game, it's pretty poor, really.
Yeah.
Like you would have thought, with the kind of general public feeling about Metal Gear Solid before this came out, that maybe they wouldn't try and shaft people and try and get some good faith. Because actually, the reviews of this game have actually been quite mixed. Some of them have been quite positive.
Yeah, no,
I might. You either love it or hate it.
It does seem to have been a very Marmite game. I think, but all of them do have the caveat, just kind of, ignore the fact it's got Metal Gear at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that they kept that title, really. I mean, I won't buy it on that basis. But also, I'm not really that into survival games. I kind of play too many at this point. But the other thing about this, which is pretty hilarious, is this is really quite interesting because there's obviously a lot of issues at Konami with staff, and a lot of staff are pretty upset of the way that Kojima was treated, who's the kind of the creator of Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the beginning of starting the sort of single player campaign, you kind of there comes up on screen like a clipboard, and you kind of, I think you type your name into it.
Yeah.
But on this clipboard, there's some pretty it's like a load of like code names in a list, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And anyway, some developer, it appears, through like letters in the text, like going downwards, he's put in a message, and the message is like troll as fuck. So what he's done is basically, if you read down the messages and you take out one letter from each name, the second part of the name, it ends up reading KJP Forever, which is Kojima Productions Forever. And then it also has MG written there for Metal Gear, and next to both the M and the G lines, it says, what does it say? I think it says KIA, Killed in Action.
Oh, right.
And then at the bottom, it has two code names, which are Bastard Yota and Cunning Yuji. Now, Yuji and Yota were both developers on lots of Metal Gear Solid games, and I think he's basically saying that they're traitors to Kojima's cause, and next to their names says the word AWOL.
Nice.
It's very clever.
Yeah, that's
incredibly
that's a nice Easter egg.
It's the kind of thing that you wouldn't, because we used to do this on the Star Wars Galaxies forum when they kind of ruined the game. We would write like, this is really immature, and I would never recommend this to anyone, but we would write coded messages where the beginning of each sentence that we wrote, like the first letter, and you went down and it would read out something negative about the new game improvements to that game, and like everyone was doing it. It was hilarious. So yeah,
excellent.
Anyway,
but it's interesting to see that even the developers who worked on it were that pissed off with the way things had gone. They had to put the boot in.
I think the problem is, though, with Metal Gear Solid 5 is like there's a couple of really obvious problems with it, in that you can tell that most of the story was ripped out to release it quicker. But But you can also tell that the reason they wanted to release it quicker is because they spent years making it and loads of money, and there wasn't really enough there for the money spent. So I think Kojima has to take some responsibility for it as well.
Ah, right, okay.
I think. I mean, I know that's unpopular, but I think Metal Gear Solid 5 was probably one of the worst, most disappointing games I've ever played. I don't really hold a torch to that game at all.
Did you ever play, what was the one this game's meant to follow on from directly? The 2-hour long game?
Yeah, I played that. That was alright. For a 2-hour long game, it was okay.
What was it called? I've forgotten the name now.
Yeah, Metal Gear Ground
Zero. Yeah.
I mean, it was alright, but it was like a 2-hour Metal Gear game. You're not really going to get a lot out of that.
No.
Bearing in mind, probably an hour of it was cutscene. I mean, there was lots of side stuff you could do, but I mean, personally, I wasn't that interested in the gameplay. I wanted story, which is why I'm in disagreement with a lot of people about that game. A lot of people loved it for the gameplay, and they didn't really care about the story that much. So, and that's why I've got completely flamed on Steam for writing a pretty negative review, where I said I thought No Man's Sky had more story than Metal Gear Solid 5.
Nice.
Really upset a lot of people, that.
Awesome. Did it get lots of downvotes or whatever it is the kids are doing nowadays?
Yeah, a lot of people I was with you until you said No Man's Sky was a better game. Yeah, it's great.
Troll level expert.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. I was very upset with that game. Very upset. I've never been that upset with the game, actually. Anyway, let's move on to a really odd one.
Yeah, this is kind of a blast from the past, surely.
Warcraft 3 has got a patch.
What?
Awesome.
16 years since that game was released.
Oh my god.
If you want to feel old, 16 years. People are wondering whether there's going to be a remaster or a remake or something. They've added widescreen to it, actually, which is kind of cool.
I would dig my copy out.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I kind of wish that they would make a Warcraft 4, to be honest. I mean, I understand World of Warcraft's very popular, but it'd be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Strategy games were fucking awesome.
They were really good.
Maybe they're trying to leverage it as a new, like, I don't know, competitive game.
It always was a competitive game.
It was.
It's where
League of Legends was born.
Yeah,
I know.
Dota, Defense of the Ancients.
Maybe they've decided they're gonna, do something to leverage it more so and regain that control.
maybe. It is Blizzard. They do what they want, basically.
Yeah.
They're not doing bad in esports either. Overwatch is doing pretty well in terms of the esports scene. I don't know why, because it's not. I don't know how easy it is to watch compared to other things.
Depending on what point of view you're looking from, really, I guess.
I suppose a lot of people play Overwatch in the same way a lot of people play League of Legends or Dota 2.
Yeah.
So
Never really given Overwatch a watch though.
But StarCraft's still huge as well, so...
it is, actually, yeah. Yeah.
StarCraft's a two-player strategy game. It's very easy to do that as a stream.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. It's a fun game. And also, you can be quite engaging
Warcraft
with an audience with that, can't you? Because you can kind of talk about what you're doing and what your plan is. And
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, but then you don't know if the other guy's watching the stream in the background.
oh, there is that problem.
You have to set your streaming gear to stream 5 minutes behind. Which is usually a standard setting on most streaming equipment and programs.
I don't know, most programs are like 3 seconds, aren't they, unless you set it different.
You can set a...
Can set a timer.
Ah.
Which I think's a very good idea.
But yeah, you don't want to be streaming StarCraft and send in a whole line of troops at one side of the battlefield ready to go and sneak in on someone because they'll see it coming.
Exactly.
You want them to see it 5 minutes after you've sent them.
So they can look back and go, this is how my doom started.
Yes, that's the bit where I fucked up.
Well, we've also got Final Fantasy 15 again.
Hey!
Yeah.
Dad's so bored of this shit. Anyway.
Yeah. I got really bored of it when it went mobile.
Really? Only then?
You just don't like the chibis, man. That's the problem. You're just not chibi enough.
So have you downloaded the chibi game, Stef?
No, I can't be asked. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of cool. It's releasing on PC this month, actually.
Hey.
So I'm sure that's kind of cool for PC players, and it's not a bad time to get it because there's already 3 or 4 DLCs on there with lots of story content, and they've announced that over the next year and maybe a bit into 2019 they're going to release 4 more story DLCs. So that's quite a lot.
What? Just continuing on after the end of it, or?
They're kind of like episodes about certain characters.
Oh right, so they are more the character-focused episodes again.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I find funny is that in the interview, the guy who makes it, Nomura, says, like... I think it was Nomura that makes it. It says, oh yeah, we feel we need to do these 4 DLCs to finish the game. It's like, you... God damn it. Why didn't you do that in the first place?
No comment.
Yeah, but...
Don't forget, folks, there's Final Fantasy VII coming out in 3 parts, maybe 4 parts.
One day.
Possibly 5 parts. Might be
One
6. We're not sure.
Supposedly, though, each episode is meant to be the size of a Final Fantasy game. In theory, that's what we've been told. And they've been working on it for a while.
How does it still remain Final Fantasy VII then?
Why? What do you mean?
Well, how can
Final Fantasy VII was a complete Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, but there was Final Fantasy VII thingy of Cerberus. There was Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
I suppose.
There was probably another Final Fantasy VII. I'm not remembering.
Wasn't Crisis Core only available on the PS Vita?
PS Vita and PSP.
Don't know. I didn't play any of them.
So yeah.
But it was quite good. It was quite a good game, that, actually.
Uh-huh.
There was Final Fantasy VII Advent Children the film, which was rubbish. That came out.
Oh, yeah.
The Final Fantasy 15 film was actually quite good. Kingsglaive.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed
legit
that.
quite good.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed because their last, the two attempts at films they did before were not very good.
No. What, Spirits Within, was it? Or something
Yeah,
like
that was pretty boring.
Yeah.
Pretty boring. What else have we got? Let's talk about Anthem and Battlefield.
Ooh.
I mean, this isn't that exciting, but
I really want Anthem to be good.
it's going to be rubbish.
I know.
It's going to be rubbish.
I know it is. I just want it to be good, though.
It's quite funny, though. I think they're completely panicking about microtransactions. They've had to, delay it for a year. They're probably like, oh no, we found out that putting loot boxes within your whole progression system doesn't go down with the general public. Who knew? We're going to have to completely resolve Anthem now.
We can't charge them per bullet. Oops.
No! But the news with these are that Anthem and Battlefield are going to be playable at, what's called EA Play, which happens during E3.
Oh, right. Wow.
So you'll see some stuff from that.
Isn't E3 fairly soon?
It's in June. I think June the 9th to the 12th or something like that.
I always lose track with that.
But there's some rumours that Battlefield is probably going to have a Battle Royale mode. How exciting.
Woohoo! So done with...
Another Battle Royale mode where you can crawl through long grass on your screen and get shot by a sniper on the other side of the field.
Hooray!
Whoa.
Who can see you crawling down the hill with no grass on it.
And that's why, kids, you buy a PC, not an Xbox.
That's why you download Fortnite and play Fortnite, because it's free and the cover mechanics work.
So yeah, you see, that's the
they?
thing with Fortnite. Like granted, everyone, although everyone's hopping on the Battle Royale train, it's obvious what's going to happen from now on. Fortnite's actually done better than PUBG.
Yeah.
There won't be a successor now. That's it. It's done, I think. There's not going to be some other Battle Royale.
But hasn't Red Dead been delayed because they're putting in a multiplayer mode that is like PUBG but Wild West?
No, I don't.
Well,
they're
I
not
read
necessarily doing Battle Royale. There were some rumours about it, but I think Rockstar said that they weren't actually putting that in the game at the moment.
I heard that they were. Oh, maybe it's changed.
Maybe they are. There was definitely a rumour that they were. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure Rockstar put it in GTA without a doubt.
It's probably planned for next week.
Probably. I don't understand why people enjoy that game anymore. It's really dull.
It's basically what I play on a weekend with Minecraft. It is exactly... No.
Battle Royale.
The Battle Royale, PUBG, closing border thing.
Yeah. That's always been... What's it called on Minecraft? UHC, Ultra Hardcore mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they've done that for ages.
I've been running a tournament for the last year or so.
I just kind of feel it's like DayZ but quicker. And DayZ, I played DayZ 5 or 6, 7 years ago, and I'm kind of bored of that stuff now.
Yeah, I tried the Fortnite Battle Royale, and yeah, it's good. But Fortnite, to me, strikes me as so much more of a fun game than just a Battle Royale mode. And I think the Battle Royale mode kind of cheapened it.
Yeah. Well, they're going to invest everything into that now.
They are giving that away for free, though, so...
Have you played single player for it, though?
No. I've watched videos, and I think it'd be a lot of fun, but only if you could get 3 of your mates on with you. Otherwise, not a chance.
I've got an amusing one here as well. Actually, this isn't amusing at all. This is kind of a bit of a shame.
Oh, God, yeah.
El Donaldo de Trumpo. You can't see this picture, but it's Donald Trump with a really long nose, like Pinocchio.
Once more proves he's... Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get too political about Donald Trump, but apparently games and movies are the reason that children shoot other children at school.
Oh, right, yeah, that's definitely it, and it's not the gun legislation at all.
It's not the fact that there's no mental health checks on people picking up guns. I can go and buy a gun and I'm a lunatic. Brilliant.
The thing is with the guns thing, I mean, I can understand why Americans are pro-guns because of the Constitution and the history and the culture and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But have you seen the advert that shows, like, the guy walks into a crowded office with a musket, fires one shot, and then spends, like, half a minute reloading it, and that was when the Constitution was done. That was what guns were.
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of the conversation in America will probably moving towards handguns. That's probably what the left wing will argue for. But I think going back to the games thing, because I want to get too political on this, because it's a touchy subject, especially in America, because it's. I think a lot of British people, as someone who's British, I think a lot of British people don't understand American culture very much, so they kind of think it's crazy, but they don't understand why guns are quite important to Americans in terms of, for them, it's part of their constitution. It means that you can form a militia against a corrupt government. You can protect your home, your family, all that kind of stuff. So that's what it means to a lot of Americans. And it's about as strong for a lot of Americans as it is for UK people with the NHS. So it's very difficult for us to understand.
Yeah, but over there, Kinder eggs are illegal, but guns are fine.
Yeah, you can choke on a Kinder egg though.
You can
Very
die
dangerous.
Well,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You can eat for days.
I'm winding. Yeah, you can shoot someone and eat for days, though, can't you? You can eat their body. Oh, Jesus, this is so inappropriate. I don't know. We shouldn't be going down this road. But anyway,
Anyway,
the reason I brought this up was more to do with the fact, like, now this has been an argument for years. First, it was with movies. When movies started being, coming out and becoming a thing, and they were worried that it was making children and young people violent, and it was warping people's minds. And then, same happened with games, like in the 90s, I think.
And comics, cartoons.
Oh, comics as well.
Yeah. Any kind of popular culture at some point has had the, it's making our kids bad.
But the thing is, it's been proven time and time again in scientific studies that
it's nonsense.
Games do not make children violent.
No.
I mean, you don't play Call of Duty and then think, oh yeah, because in a game I shot someone with a gun, I can go do that in real life. Like, that's not how we relate to games or how we see them. We see them as like a escapism and not actually real and very safe and not actually in any way real. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just a shame that games are taking... It feels a bit unfair that he's using games in a situation where, like, a load of people died and then tarring gamers with, like, oh yeah, you're all essentially likely to go shoot people up on the basis that you play games.
Yeah, that's
Particularly ironic when people are like making a lot of money out of games with microtransactions, loot boxes. But that's okay. As long as you're milking children for money, it's fine.
yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Anyway, Tim Schafer. Who knows Tim Schafer? You guys definitely know Tim Schafer.
Yeah, I recognise the name.
Monkey Island.
Yeah. That's
Day
it.
of the Tentacle, Psychonauts. Wasn't that Psychonauts? Did he do Psychonauts?
Yeah, I think he might have done. He did Grim Fandango as well.
Nice.
But he was involved in the writing of a lot of that stuff. He actually won a BAFTA, or he's going to receive a BAFTA for all his work, which is kind of cool.
Oh, like just good work on all these games. Here's a BAFTA.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So it's
That's
kind of cool.
Awesome recognition.
I think the BAFTAs have been quite good at recognising gaming for the last few years, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's good.
I should really turn off my phone sound. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. I just thought that would be a nice little mention.
Because Day of the Tentacle, definitely one of the best adventure games ever.
I need to actually play through it. I have got a copy of it. I just need to play it.
You do. It's totally awesome.
Now we've got other news. This is all very speculative. There's not a lot of information on this, but I thought I'd bring it up because you guys may have played some of the other games.
Uh-huh.
There's a developer called Remedy who made Max Payne 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
Made Alan Wake.
I enjoyed Alan Wake.
You were?
I enjoyed Alan
It's
Wake.
quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the story. The gameplay got pretty samey pretty quick. But
Yeah.
They're the same guys that did Quantum Break as well, aren't they?
Yes, they are actually. Yeah, are they owned
Ah.
by Microsoft by any chance?
y-
It's a Microsoft exclusive. I know that. Possibly.
Microsoft exclusive. World premiere.
I really want to play Quantum Break because I want to watch the movie that's part of the game.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I've got that as well. I need to play it. Yeah. I'm not actually buying games for a while really because I need to just play what I've got. But no, Remedy are making a cinematic third-person action game set in a new Remedy created universe.
Ooh.
It's called P7.
Okay.
God knows what that means. It will create game mechanics and storytelling techniques that will offer gamers longer-lasting game experiences. It's maybe hinting at some kind of online aspect, but we'll see.
Could be hinting at anything.
I think I
frankly.
did hear Remedy talk about it though before and say it's very hard to make the types of games they want to because they put a lot of money and effort in and then it's all like boom in one go.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Actually, there's some news about Microsoft that I haven't got on here.
All right.
Which Dead might quite like and you might quite like. It sounds like they're on a bit of a spree to maybe get some more exclusive studios and stuff.
Oh.
Should be good.
I think they should really do it because I'll be honest, my methodology for the console I bought is on the basis that I don't feel that Xbox provides anything particularly unique in terms of like modding games.
Yeah.
And they used to. Like I remember Xbox 360, they had games like Lost Odyssey, which was a really good JRPG.
Yeah.
From a guy that used to work on Final Fantasy. They had the rights to Rare as well, so they had all the Banjo-Kazooie games backwards compatible, which you have now.
Yeah.
They own Rare now.
They do. And they have like I don't know, like I just kind of feel that it's kind of a shame they got rid of some of their kind of real unique selling points, like Lionhead. Why did they get rid of Lionhead?
Yeah.
What was the logic behind?
Credit crunch.
Is that why?
I think it was
Probably, yeah.
crunch. People were abandoning ships left, right, and centre. Really,
Yeah.
even though they had a game that was like
Fable's
like,
pretty
pretty much
successful.
ready to be launched.
Yeah, that was a rubbish game. That would look like a rubbish game, wasn't it? Connect Fable on a horse or something.
Something like that.
Didn't that get released in the end, though?
Eventually,
Oh, maybe it did.
I thought it did.
Oh, it's Fable Legends
Yeah.
you're talking about, which was like online or something.
Yeah, I played the beta of that. It really
Sounded vague.
good. Basically, you'd have sort of one games master and 4 heroes, and the games master would throw in like monsters or set traps, and the heroes would work their way towards some goal, and it was just a bit
Rubbish and bland.
yeah, really poorly executed, not fun.
Had Peter Molyneux left at that time as well?
Yes, he had. He'd already run away to form 22 Cans.
It's rubbish studio.
Just makes boring mobile games, I think, now.
So sad. Like, as much as like I would love to have Peter Molyneux back. I know he
So would
lied
I.
through his teeth and like, but he had vision and ideas, and that was something amazing. Like he came out with games like Theme Hospital, Black and White, Fable. I mean,
Popular.
popular. He promised way too much.
Like,
Dungeon Keeper. He made Dungeon Keeper.
Like, he's one of my favourite developers of all time, and it's such a shame to have seen him feel, well, I guess in a way he got pushed out, because he probably shouldn't have ever sold Lionhead to Microsoft, to be honest, and just kept doing what he did.
Yeah.
But, you know, money.
To be honest, I have more faith in Microsoft than EA, though.
Yes, definitely. But that's not hard.
No. Speaking of which, segue. Dun,
Oh, yeah.
Dun, dun.
Hope this rumour's true.
This came out like a week ago, and it is a rumour, so we're not stating fact here, but there has been a rumour that Lucasfilm are trying to separate with EA. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I would assume that LucasArts or Disney are pretty frustrated.
Yeah. So, Lucasfilm, see Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the thing is, I mean, Battlefront 2 sold, I think, 6 million, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't compared to the first game. And even the first game, I think it did well, but Star Wars is a license to print money, and they're not printing money. I mean...
yeah, and they're getting it wrong, and that's a shame.
Yeah, and how long have EA had Star Wars games?
Forever. Quite a while, yeah, because they did Old Republic.
Once LucasArts stopped doing their own games and farmed it out to EA, or EA was their publisher, or however the hell it worked, they've been doing the Star Wars games forever.
Yeah.
Is it not about time that somebody else had a go?
Who's actually good? Because, like, even the companies that I thought would do a really good Star Wars game, I kind of think are dead now. So, like, I wouldn't even want BioWare to make a new KOTOR anymore, because I don't really think many of the good members of staff are there anymore. I think they've all left.
Yes, but there's new good members of staff.
Are there, though? I mean, I think BioWare are kind of lost. I kind of feel they're lost.
Really, with the hundreds of thousands of young teenage people that are learning coding and stuff because they want to get into the games industry.
Oh, well, I'm sure they've got some good, like, talented people there.
Because the old people aren't making it doesn't mean someone else can't make something equally as good, if not better.
That's very true, but then...
Well,
only BioWare and Obsidian really make certain, like, types of RPGs. I think it looks to me like BioWare... If you look at Anthem is not really what you would expect from BioWare, and it's very different. It may be very successful, maybe like, you know, what Destiny 2 should have been or whatever, but I mean, as someone who likes... What's that?
CD Projekt Red. We hadn't heard about these guys until, 2 years ago?
Well, yeah, and a lot of people are taking up the mantle of BioWare. I mean, or RPGs in general. Kingdom Come does it really well. Like, Obsidian is the darker side of BioWare in terms of storytelling, and it's still going, and they're still releasing RPGs, and they're still great. So, I do think there's a lot of hope out there. I just don't think BioWare as a developer... I think they've lost a lot of staff. A lot of staff have been shifted around. I don't think they have the identity that they used to. If you see what I mean. The majority of people that worked on games like Baldur's Gate, Night Zero Republic, Dragon Age even. The guy who wrote all the story for Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age 3 has left. So, like, a lot of the people that wrote and came up with all the IPs and stuff and have all the knowledge and history to them, it's like getting a games master in a D&D game and then just randomly going, oh yeah, let's put someone random and see what happens in. Doesn't generally work midway through a campaign. I wouldn't have thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too cynical about BioWare.
It might be nice to see someone else doing Star Wars for a change.
I agree.
Might actually get some decent solo campaigns.
Yeah.
That are more than like a whole game of a solo campaign, rather than this is how you play the hero characters in multiplayer with some story on top.
Yeah, rubbish.
I mean, wouldn't it be nice to have like another Jedi Knight, or have like Star Wars RPG, or I don't know, like something like that? I'd be so happy for. I mean, imagine another Jedi Knight. It'd be great.
Hey, they could do a Star Wars game with like survival elements and like have maybe 24 players all fighting together.
Well, you pay $10 for character slot.
Yeah, and have a battle royale with it. Oh wait, my phone's ringing. It's Disney. Hang on.
Speaking of which, I was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and there's an episode where they like land on this planet, and Agent Coulson like wakes up on this planet and he's like, I've always wanted to visit Tatooine. It was like 2 moons in the sky. I know Tatooine has 2 suns, but it was very cleverly done. It's good.
There's a lot of pop culture references in that program.
Some class moments in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I love it. I'm actually watching... Well, I'm watching all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I've decided to watch all the Marvel films from beginning to end.
Oh, now's the time to do it, to get ready for Infinity War.
Yeah, and I want to watch Black Panther as well. That's meant to be amazing.
I'm desperate to go see that, so Steph...
We should meet up and do it.
Payday.
Yeah.
Give me a shout.
I was paid, actually. I was paid on Friday.
Yeah, I'm not paid till Wednesday, so Wednesday night...
Oh, I can't do Wednesday.
Damn. Then I've got the kids, so following Tuesday...
Yeah, the week... Yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about watching films.
Right, yes.
And organising plans.
That's the news, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say that's the news. But there's a couple of things that are kind of cool coming out this month.
Yeah.
Or coming out soon. So, Sea of Thieves is coming out. 20th of March.
Woohoo!
That should be fun. It's
cross-platform.
Yes, as far as I'm aware, it is cross-platform because it's a play anywhere title.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get it if I have the money. If you guys are. I'm
going to get Xbox Games Pass, which gives me it.
Sweet. We should do a Let's Play. Let's all do a Let's Play.
We need to convince Spindles to join us. Then we'll have our 4-person crew.
Oh, that would be cool.
We just need to twist his arm and tell him to pick it up, and then we can sail the seas and pirate and stuff.
Hells yeah.
For the win. And we could do a Let's Play on that. That'd be good.
I'll drive and direct.
I could drive. I know how to drive boats.
I'm just going to troll everyone on the boat. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to...
Cannon.
I'll let you all argue over who holds the map while I just, like, set traps around you. You'd be too busy arguing to know what's going to happen. The boat suddenly sinks.
Yeah, that's the 20th.
It's a cool one.
Burnout Paradise Remake comes out on the 16th.
Does it?
Yeah, for both consoles.
Nice.
I thought EA got in some trouble with that as well.
Well, Paradise.
Yeah, because I think they originally advertised it as having microtransactions, and then like they'd obviously backtracked on it. The developers had like got rid of it or something, so they had to then say, "Oh no, it hasn't got microtransactions." So I think obviously it was old info or something.
It's not a new Burnout game. I would have liked a new Burnout game, but it's a Burnout game. So,
hooray!
There's also Warhammer Vermintide 2 on March the 8th.
Oh, nice. The first one was kind of fun, but again, I need 3 other people to play with.
I'd be tempted. It's quite cheap, but then Sea of Thieves, I kind of have to make a decision, really, on those two.
Sea of Thieves, because that's definitely cross-platform, and it comes
so expensive, though, isn't it? I'm a bit worried it's only going to be fun for, like, 7 hours.
It might.
That's what I'm worried about with that game. Like, at least Vermintide 2 is, like, probably only going to cost 20 quid.
Can you not get, like, some kind of version of Games Pass for PC?
There's some GeForce thing you can do. No, maybe GeForce. I don't know what it's called. But I'm not sure what that is, whether you can download the games or that's just streaming games, and I don't have a good enough internet to do that, it feels like, at the moment.
Alright. What? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's because I'm not allowed to... Basically, I can't run a cable from my box to my room, so...
Oh, you're just not... Your folks won't allow it?
No.
Gutted.
But I may well move soon anyway, so that'll be alright.
Hey.
No, but Warhammer Vermintide 2 will probably be quite good, because we actually, at the Wonky Gamer, I think before you guys joined?
Probably.
Me and Casey did a review of the original Warhammer, and Spindles got us, like, access to it before it came out.
Oh, nice.
So we tried to do some Let's Plays and stuff, and we did, like, a video review as well. That is somewhere actually on our YouTube years ago. But yeah, I think it'd be quite fun. But
well, I played a bit of the first game, but as I say, for more fun value, because it's 4-player co-op, you need 4 of you.
It's true.
I don't just want to play with randoms, unfortunately.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's just having the time, isn't it, to play multiplayer? I find it quite difficult to...
It is. It's quite a big investment, to be honest. Trying to find a regular night where you all, that night, get on and game and feel like playing when it comes to that.
I think that's the thing I find with gaming is, like, half the time I actually don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to play a game and not talk to anyone.
We're all grumpy old men.
Yeah. I wish at the moment I'm watching more TV than gaming at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm getting, like, quite obsessive with TV series. But also, you guys will love this one. Mega Man X, the collection. Mega Man X 1 to 8, coming out on PC in summer and other consoles.
Hey.
Did anyone play Mega Man X?
I've got one on my SNES Mini.
Oh, you will do. Are there not 2? I thought there was 1 and 2 on there. Or is it just 1?
I can't remember. It's one of them.
Bloody great games. So much fun. I used to play them as a kid. So good. Super Nintendo games. Oh my god.
I'm really into my retro games, but Mega Man is one that just passed me by.
Play Mega Man X. I think the Mega Man games are a bit boring, but Mega Man X is great because you can kind of, like, in each level you can you sometimes get an upgrade and then your armor upgrades and you can do new stuff and you kind of feel progression in a sense. So
All
it's
right.
quite cool in
For
that way.
early ones, you had to kill a boss to get a suit upgrade to do the next level, basically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for this one you kind of I think you can get stuff off the bosses, but you can also get other stuff as well, like armor pieces and stuff that change the look of your character and give you more stuff.
But that's summer sometime.
Yeah, and it'll probably be quite cheap.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys are looking forward to?
Not that I can think of.
State of Decay 2, but I don't know when it's out.
Yeah, I think that has a lot of potential.
Yeah. And it's co-op.
I kind of want to see them...
Cross-play.
Yeah, and I kind of want to see that studio have another go at State of Decay, because the first one was fine, but it was pretty clunky, graphically a bit odd.
Yeah.
It was had a lot of potential, but wasn't really fulfilled. Whereas they're one of those developers you kind of these guys could do something really good if they had a bit more time and a bit more money. It's like CD Projekt Red got better and better.
I'm just really still waiting to hear about Cyberpunk 2077.
Good luck with that. It'll be 2077 by the time you get to play it.
I know. But I'm a massive Cyberpunk fan, so I'm just well excited for that.
Yeah,
but
I really like the look of it.
Still, I do believe in their policy of when it's done, it's done.
Well, I do, because they're not bad at making games.
Rather than rushing out an inferior product.
Looking at you, EA.
Where you have to do an inferior product where you release some DLC, and then a bit later on you release another 4 DLC to finish the story off.
Hey, I don't disagree with you. I think Final Fantasy 15 was could have been so much better, and it did not have enough story, and I don't like how they're adding DLC as well. I'd be much happier if they added it into the actual game that you're playing instead of cutting it up into episodes that you can play separately. It just feels a bit weird. I kind of would like it inbuilt into my game, really. But I don't know. I mean,
prequely to me.
Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy has not been particularly great since Final Fantasy X, in my opinion.
Yeah.
15 was an improvement from 13 or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, the problem is with Final Fantasy is the guy who was the brains behind it left, joined Microsoft, formed a studio called Mistweaver. They made a game called Lost Odyssey, which was really, really good, did quite well, and then he started making mobile games.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, well, I guess there's money in them.
There is. I thought there is. So I suppose, have you guys got anything else you're looking forward to then? I mean, obviously, there's things like Red Dead Redemption and stuff, but that's
they're still
way off.
They still feel too distant.
Well, should we go back to Kingdom Come? Talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah, because you've been playing that, and I'm intrigued to hear you expand on it.
I don't really know what to say. That's the problem with it. It's novel because it hasn't got magic in it. There's something really cool about it, and the fact that it's set in a historical time, and they make a lot of effort to kind of make it feel lived in and actually kind of its time. I mean, apparently they actually went back and tried to really model all the locations to what exactly they would have looked like. There's I
think that they had their own historian on staff.
I think they did. And also, some of the quests are just the way that they make the quests is a step above The Witcher 3, which I think that's really saying something.
How so?
I had one quest where I needed to find the name of a bandit. And apparently the local priest knew the name. So I went and saw the local priest. He's like, well, he told me in confession, I can't tell you, but, let's talk about it over a pint. You're like, okay, let's go to the pub and talk about it over a pint. So we sit in the pub, have a few pints, like, oh, do you want some more? I'm like, yeah. So we got completely smashed. It gets to 3 in the morning. We then get, like, the bailiff comes in, like, the pub should not be open at this time. What are you doing? We end up in a fist fight with the local bailiff. We beat him up. Next thing, like, you kind of come round and you're kind of climbing up the bell tower. You're like, here, let's ring the bell at 5 in the morning and wake everyone up. So you do that, and then you sort of pass out, and then you wake up, in a field with the priest walking round, going ba ba, talking to the sheep in the field that you've just woken up in drunk. Next thing you know, you sort of pass out again, or everything goes a bit black, and then you wake up and like you see him having a fun time with a lady, and suddenly some lady's mounting you, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, absolutely crazy. And then you sort of like come round in the father's house and stuff, and he's like, oh no, I've got to do a sermon, like, what do I do? I'm too drunk to do it. And then you have to go into the church and like you give the sermon for him while he's puking up in the background, and you're completely smashed. And so you have this like crowd that you have to kind of like cajole into, like, because he might like lose his job or get executed because they all think he's a complete waster because he woke them up all last night with the bells. So you have to like somehow blag the situation through this speech, which is it's just amazing. It's so funny. And like the way that, how many game developers come up with like a way of telling that kind of story? And that's just one quest, but like telling that in a quest, there's so many things that happen there that a lot of developers just wouldn't put that much effort into doing. And I don't know, it's...
I'd just love to have been in there for the planning session for that.
It was amazing.
Right, I've got an idea. How about for a quest line, you go on a complete rager with a local priest? Yes, what that man said. We need more of that.
Oh dear. It's a really good game.
Brilliant. So is it like, is there all the stats and skills and stuff to learn? Is there a crafting system, or?
I haven't really done any crafting. I think there probably is. There's like, the combat's quite weird because the thing is, when you first start playing, you're absolutely rubbish at everything. So, one of the first quests, you kind of you can end up in a fight with like this local person, like straight up, and you have a fist fight. I had to like do it about 5 or 6 times to be able to beat him up because it's so hard. Because you're basically useless. You're rubbish at hitting people. You're absolutely rubbish with a sword and a bow. And like at the beginning of the game, you're kind of like, oh, I really don't like this combat. It's too hard, and I don't know what I'm doing. All of that, and then as the game goes on, you end up getting trained by this guy, and you can have training sessions with him, and he'll teach you, how to block and how to do certain things, but not the stats themselves. He'll like actually tell you what to do physically with your character, and then you do it.
Oh right, nice.
So there's that element of like you actually feel like you're learning.
Oh,
like
that's kind of
skill-based wise.
Yeah.
And it's not too much that it feels like a tutorial. It's enough that it feels like it's actually happening.
Nice.
Other stuff like the bow, for example, doesn't even have a reticle. You can't. Yeah. You don't even have like an aim on it. So there's that kind of stuff. So you have to get used to using that without that kind of support you're used to. No. I went and trained my bow up like recently by doing a bow competition where you're against 2 other guys and you have to. They put some logs in the river, and the logs float down the river, and you have to you have 20 arrows, and you have to shoot your arrows into the logs by a certain point, and if you've got like the most arrows, you win that competition. And your arrows have different coloured feathers and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of like where it's going. It's not like, I wouldn't call it a simulator, but it has aspects that are simulator-esque. So it has those kind of like tools in it that you would get in a simulator, but not in the sense that it's kind of a kind of boring thing. It all has purpose, and it's kind of it feels like you're living an experience, I suppose, but not in that kind of farming simulator way.
Oh, that's good. Have you got into any of the main story yet, or are you still?
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of. Well, I don't really know how long it is. I've done quite a bit of it. I've been taking my time with the main story, which is quite good. It's a bit of a revenge story. Don't really want to ruin the plot too much. I mean, if you watch any trailers, the main thrust of the plot's probably already ruined, but it's kind of good. I mean, I like the idea that you are just like a blacksmith's son who's kind of crap at everything, and you need to get better to be good at other stuff, really.
Yeah. Nice. Could you avoid the main plot altogether?
Not altogether. You'd have to do like the first 3 or 4 hours of it. The first 3 or 4 hours are literally like a long tutorial, so it is a bit too long to introduce players, I'd say. It could put people off. It's done very well, so I don't think it's gone down badly. You know, in terms of like, I think a lot of people actually really enjoyed it. And I think what's cool about it is it has actually brought back to people like myself and maybe younger people. It's probably actually made them learn what older games were like and what you can get out of them. What we're missing now from them.
That sense of achievement.
Yeah, there is something about that, because like the combat, you do just get better at it, not just stats wise, but your understanding of it gets better.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. For me, it wasn't like complex enough that it was too frustrating. If that makes sense, like it didn't annoy me too much.
That does, yeah.
But you did at the beginning feel a bit overwhelmed by it all and found it quite difficult, and I kind of like that because it mirrors what you would feel.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds cool.
Anyone else played anything?
Well, I've played the Metal Gear Survive beta.
Oh, what was that like?
I was actually weirdly surprised. Kind of, I didn't think I'd. I had no expectations, kind of going into it. I just saw it was on and thought, oh, go on. And I only jumped on sort of the last night before they closed it all down, because the game was releasing like 2 or 3 days later. And at first, it was just confusing as fuck. I had absolutely no idea what was going on, what I was doing. There were loads of menus, and you are literally just dropped in this big plain, kind of blank canvas open world. Like, literally, almost like the loading screen for The Matrix, where Neo's like, I need guns. And then they all res it. And it's like, well, what do I do? And there's like, oh, there's a start mission. Oh, I'll go and do that. And I went on the quick match, and you just get dumped into this like multiplayer action with 3 other people, and it's sort of a horde mode. Kind of they attack in waves, and you've got to protect this digger thing in the middle of this town. And when I first started, just trying to use your weapon was hard enough.
Yeah.
And you're attacked by wave after wave of these zombies, and there's quite a lot of complex systems that go into the game. Because it is basically a survival game. It's just Metal Gear at the start of it.
Yeah, I've heard it's like really unforgiving, like the food and water, until you get used to it.
Yeah, playing the multiplayer aspect, because it's only 3 waves. The food and water never really became an issue, because you weren't playing the game long enough for that to be an issue. But yeah, there were a lot of systems to learn. There's like all this different crafting to do, collecting materials, and when you first start out, you've got absolutely nothing. So you're dumped into this first game with like, I think just a machete, and it's like, go on, crack on, and you've got no materials to craft anything with until you actually start playing the game and collecting them. And then once you do, there's so much stuff you can do. There's all the different kinds of weapons you can craft, all the different armors. Then there are gadgets. A lot of it seems to center around, I need to make a fence so I can hide behind it and then poke the zombies with a stick through the fence and stuff like that. But just working out what you are meant to do, it took some doing, to be honest.
See, I find it quite off-putting in a way. I mean, I can see a lot of people loving it though. Like, I'm not saying that isn't fun for a lot of people. It just wouldn't be fun for me.
But once I got the hang of it and worked out, like, I can do all this, and then your weapons that you've got, you can then like strengthen them and add like different abilities and make them better. So when I learned I can take my basically 0-star machete and strengthen it to a 5-star machete that's doing like 50-60 points more damage. It makes a massive amount of difference, and it's just dead simple to do it. Or then even just leveling up your character. It's like, I've got to go here and do this and spend these points. I've got loads of these points now.
Yeah.
The better you do on the wave missions, the higher rank you get and the more free stuff it gives you to then go and craft more stuff and do even better, and then try out higher levels of it to get even better gear and so on. And even just playing with randoms, it was a lot of fun, and it made me really want to try the single player campaign, because that has got all the water and the hunger and also oxygen.
I've heard that's kind of like, from the reviews I've read of that, it's like the first few hours are really crap of the single player, and then it gets better and better.
Yeah, no, because I've been watching a couple of Let's Plays on it, and like there's an intro sequence that seems to take the best part of an hour, just FMV. So it holds on to Metal Gear in that respect.
Excellent.
And then like you dumped into this other dimension, to this world called DeD, and then it's literally go do these quests and start leveling up your base. And it looks like it'll be a lot of fun building your base, managing it, and because I love the base management, and we're playing a bunch of Subnautica recently.
Subnautica's great.
I've really got into the idea of like, finding new blueprints, developing things, getting that little bit better.
Yeah,
so,
Ferg was onto something with that game. We was well ahead of the curve.
Was. It's because with my son having watched a bunch of Let's Plays on Subnautica, he wanted to spend his own money on it, so he did. And it's like, brilliant, now I can play this when he's not here.
Yeah.
It's really, really addictive.
Yeah, actually, Ferg, I'm just checking now because I was interested. Ferg's put 342 hours into Subnautica.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's some serious...
That's about as much time as I've put into rebuilding a crashed server.
Oof.
Oh, how is that going? Are you nearly there?
Nearly. Should hopefully be this weekend coming. We're just doing like the final stuff.
Right.
That's what keeps catching my eye in the background. People keep asking questions.
Oh, that's a couple more things. Stef, have you still been playing League of Legends?
Not as much. I have been playing it a bit. I got to Gold 1. I don't know if I was Gold... What was I before? Was I Gold 2?
You were Gold 2, I think you made it to, so...
Yeah, I got to Gold
still
1.
Still climbing.
Still climbing away. It's kind of got a lot harder, though.
Okay.
It's getting harder again.
And how is your Thursday night campaign progressing?
It's falling apart.
Really?
Reasons out of all our control, unfortunately. We loaded up the save on Thursday last week,
Yeah.
and all the items were bugged
Oh no.
on the save file, and we couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, good.
So, and we think it's because the GM's like been editing stuff as well, like since that save. So we're worried that that's what's happened. So we're gonna have to wait for him to build the whole thing, which is gonna take a very long time to then come back and do it again.
Then come back to
What
it.
program was that on?
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Right.
It's a lot of people on Reddit were saying that, like before we started doing it, that it would fail because of this very reason, and
it has.
they were right. So it's a bit of a shame, really, but
That is.
I think we will go back to it. We'll probably go back to it. I think when it's done, but it's a bit of a pain.
Right.
But yeah, so that's that really. Unfortunately, I'd quite like to do Vampire Night live streamed. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
One night a week, but it's about getting people, and it's hard to manage time wise and stuff and
It
all
is.
that. But I would really like to do something like that for the Wonky Spanner.
It is a big commitment as well, so we'll talk more about that and look into it in future, though.
I'd want to do it with video, though.
Yes,
I'd
that
want to do
makes
it with
sense.
video.
Yeah,
It's a shame. I'd love to run a campaign, actually, or something like that, but I just don't have the time to do it, which is a shame.
it is. I don't think people realise just how much work a GM puts into his campaigns. Until he's actually done it, there is a massive amount of work that GMs do in the background to make everything run smoothly.
It's hard work.
It is, and it's a lot of work. It's world building.
But it's a lot of fun.
Oh yes.
I've also... Actually, a bit of a segue here. When that failed, the Divinity 2 plan, we played...
Yeah.
I got forced to buy this game for $4.90 something on Steam. Called Golf with Friends.
Oh, right, okay. So you've been golfing.
It's like... What do they call it? It's like Crazy Golf.
Crazy golf. Okay.
And you play it with friends, obviously.
I think of it YouTubed.
It's really fun with people. Like, it's stupid and like a waste of time, but it's so much fun. Like, you can do really troll stuff as well, where you can like have random balls where the balls will actually turn into like you'll have like every round the balls will change. So there might be a square or a cylinder or something, which like really affects you, like moving them, and like it's so funny. And you can put hats on them. Like mine had a little like bow, and then Nick's had like an ice cream cone on his head. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
It's a really fun like multiplayer game with some friends. Like, it doesn't cost a lot of money as well. I'd recommend like getting it because it's cheap and it's a massive laugh. Like, it's great. We wasted like 3 or 4 hours playing it. It's ridiculous.
Have you played out else?
Yes, I've also been playing a JRPG on PC called what's it called? The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
I really like it. It's been compared a lot to Persona, actually.
Oh, really? Ah.
Yeah, I think
that's kind of interesting.
I haven't got that far into it. I played like... Does it tell me here? I've only played like 2.5 hours of it.
Right. Okay. Early days then.
Yeah, but the kind of setup's really cool. It's like you're in this empire, and they have a really good like Harry Potter-esque feel to it. So you get picked to go to this academy.
Yeah.
That's for like, I don't know, for the empire where people learn to fight and stuff. And you end up like arriving at this academy, like everyone gets given like their academy clothes or whatever, and you arrive in like red clothes, where there's like normally they've got green clothes for commoners and then white clothes for nobles. So like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is weird. Like I'm like got red clothes, and then you see the odd person with red clothes, and then at the beginning you kind of find out, oh, you're part of this like weird class, called seventh. I think called seventh class or something, where it's a
Yeah.
mix of like nobles
Yeah.
and commoners, like, and it has this whole weird dynamic of like, you know, normally don't mix nobles and commoners, so there's that aspect of it, the kind of like political aspect, and it's really quite interesting. But it's got that Harry Potter vibe,
Cool.
that kind of Japanese school kind of aspect. That's kind of
Yeah.
it's quite fun in a way. It's
Yeah.
quite a fun little idea.
Nice. Well, play more of that and then tell us a bit more about it next time, maybe.
It's something you might enjoy actually. I'll play a bit more of it and let you know, because
Yeah, man.
it's on Steam, but it's designed for with a controller, and it's already got a sequel out, and a third one is coming as well. So it is part, and then it's got like a other series called Legends of Heroes: Trails in the Sky, which is kind of set beforehand, but it's in a different land. Who actually hate the empire that you're part of in this series. So
from a different point of view, then.
yeah, and it's quite a big series from what I understand. So it's quite cool. If you know, I'm hoping I really get into it.
You know, at some point, I'd love to finish playing through the Persona 5 that we
So would
started.
I. We need to maybe we both need to book a holiday at the same time and just play computer games for a week.
Yeah, the chances.
And,
I could maybe manage a weekend, but
yeah, I'd quite like to do a weekend. It's just balancing like
yeah, other
commitments.
social commitments.
Uh,
Let me know.
I will do.
One weekend I don't have the kids, give me a shout.
What are we doing at Sci-Fi Weekender in the evenings?
Getting drunk.
Should I bring some board games?
Yeah, definitely. As I say, there's board game breakfasts.
Cool.
And, yeah, but definitely bring board games.
Anyway, I'm diverging again.
Yes. We should... well, are we done here, I think?
Pretty much. I mean, there's no news on PS Plus, and February was a crap month. I don't know about Xbox. Probably isn't. Any news on Xbox Live, is there?
There are, but I think they're awful.
Really?
Yeah. I just remember being completely unimpressed with...
Wasn't that for February?
No, but March is worse.
March is worse.
Yeah, I think one of them is Brave.
Because at the moment it's Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, which is probably really boring.
Yeah.
Shadow Warrior? Don't really know what that is.
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi is probably fun,
Yeah.
but
Crazy Taxi.
I don't know though. And then coming up is Xbox One, March 16th to April, Super Hot. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, Super Hot is maybe not terrible, but that's about it.
Trials of the Blood Dragon. Meh.
Yeah, I just remember not being gripped. Trials is just difficult, so yeah.
Yeah.
Trials of the Blood Dragon is March 1st to the 31st, Xbox One. Super Hot is March 16th to April 15th.
See, that'll be good though. That's a cool game.
Oh, a shooter puzzler with a simple concept. The bullets only move when you do. Ah.
It's really well liked, that game. I was thinking of getting it in VR because it's like it'd be really fun in VR.
All right, that might be all right then.
It's got-
Brave.
Yeah, wasn't that a Disney thing?
Yeah, Disney's Brave, March 1st to the 15th.
Might be good for your daughter, maybe.
Yeah, she might like that at least. Then Quantum Conundrum
that's
is a
really
Portal
indie.
style puzzler designed by Portal designer Kim Swift.
Ooh.
Could be good. I don't know, it's probably not that great.
So yeah, that's it. So I wasn't blown away particularly by any of those, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of feels like there's not that many. Gaming at the moment doesn't feel that great. There needs to be some good releases, I think. I mean, Kingdom Come was great, but...
Know what I want them to release? Really want them to release Kingdoms of Amalur, The Reckoning, because that means they'll...
Can't you get that anywhere? Isn't that back... Was that Xbox
It's
360?
It's not backwards compatible, which is why I want them to release it so it becomes backwards compatible. So I can play it on the Xbox.
Get it on PC. Play it with your controller.
I've got it on 360. It's just sometimes the 360 I've got is a little flaky now.
Get it on PC. Plug in your controller.
No.
Connect it to your big TV. Sorted.
Too lazy for that.
No, I'm like that. I haven't played my PlayStation in like months because I got a widescreen screen and then realised that I could only play my PlayStation like in whatever it is 1080 by 1920. So it's like, well, that's crap. And then I've kind of been like, I don't know, because I've got a new graphics card as well. I'm like, I can't really justify playing my PlayStation at the moment because it's just not as good. So
nice.
But I need to play more VR. I need to make more time for that, really.
Oh, there's a VR game that I'd be desperate to play. Because it's based on Brandon Sanderson's novels.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's out sometime this month, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's based on his Way of Kings series of novels.
Okay.
And you actually get to see the kind of the world in VR, and that'll be cool. Because, yeah, Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings is kind of his magnum opus. There's been 3 books out. The most recent one was Oathbringer, and each of them on Audible are like over 40 hours long.
God.
They're totally epic. And he's such a good character writer, is Brandon Sanderson. Highly recommend those books. And as I say, there's...
it's called Escape the Shattered Plains VR Experience.
That's the one. And I really want to see what the Shattered Plains look like in VR and just try it out, because I love the world.
Is it actually a VR game, or is it one of these things that you have to go to a location and play it?
I don't think it's go to a location. I think it's going to be a game.
Oh, that's cool.
Or an experience kind of.
Experience stuff's kind of cool as well, though. I don't mind those as long as they're good.
But still, I'd like to see it. So if it's not extortionate, I might have to come around to yours at some point to try that out.
Defo. No, that'd be good.
Excellent.
Cool. I think that is everything. Have you got anything to add, Dad, at all? Anything that you're looking forward to, or?
I'm looking forward to finishing the server off. No, Sea of Thieves mainly.
Yeah, I think Sea of Thieves would be fun.
End of the month.
I think it's the next one I'm looking forward to is Skull and Bones, Detroit, and Spider-Man.
Oh, those are good choices.
But they are a way off at the moment.
Skull and Bones, I'm very unsure about, but Spider-Man.
Detroit and Spider-Man are both on the wrong console. Damn it!
They're both PlayStation.
Yeah, good.
Fucking hell.
They are the other 2 of the 3 titles that I want to play on PlayStation.
Are they timed exclusives?
Not that I'm aware of.
Actually, Detroit isn't. Oh no, Spider-Man is owned by Sony, isn't it? Oh no, isn't it owned by Disney now?
No.
Oh no, they just have an agreement, do they?
Yes. Marvel can use Spider-Man because Sony can't make a Spider-Man film to save their lives.
Yeah.
I actually quite like the Sony Spider-Man films, to be fair. I didn't mind them. I thought they were fine.
Yeah, they're alright, but they can't stick with the theme more than 5 minutes.
But do you know what? You say that, but I actually felt the new Spider-Man... Now, I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't even mind the Inhuman stuff, because I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I'm okay with it. Still would
Yeah.
have preferred the X-Men. I'm
Okay.
very scared with the idea of them merging X-Men with the Marvel Cinematic Universe when they finally get the rights sorted and all that stuff, because I've always preferred the X-Men as its own thing, like mixing with the Avengers and like, ugh, don't know about that.
Well,
But I found the Spider-Man movie was felt a bit weak. I don't know, it was okay, but it was a bit.
I think
A
it's
movie.
the best Spider-Man movie.
It's a setup movie. Basically,
Mm.
he had a cameo in Civil War. They give him his own movie to set him up as a Marvel character, because technically he's a Sony character.
Mm.
And then they give him the next film where it makes sense, where he's part of the Marvel Universe. He's going to be in Infinity War. So,
I thought Homecoming was an excellent movie.
I enjoyed it.
Really,
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I suppose it wasn't dark enough for me. But
Yeah,
I'm sure that
but-
they will make it darker. I mean, I do like the fact they start with him as like quite a young character who's still at
And then-
school and quite immature. And
yeah.
It's Noob Spider-Man, basically. He got lucky with the Civil War fight,
mm.
and then realises, hang on a minute, I'm not quite as bright as I thought I was.
I suppose the thing is, as well as he's more like the character Peter Parker, in that he's kind of got that humour to him.
More
Yeah.
cocky.
He's the best version of Peter Parker I think there's been.
Because the others were a bit more dark and brooding.
Yeah. And not as cocky one-liner as he is.
Yeah.
But he carries it off so well. So he's a bit more like the Ultimate Spider-Man, just because he is that younger version of Peter.
I suppose it's a good idea as well with Marvel, because I mean, obviously the actors like are getting older.
Yeah.
I mean, you wonder how long Robert Downey Jr. will keep being Iron Man. He's doing pretty well age-wise, I suppose, but
He said he'll be Iron Man for as long as
they let him.
as long as he's got the part. Basically, he won't turn down the role.
Wow.
He owes that role to Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Unlike what's his name that gave up the Hulk.
Oh, well, Eric
Really-
Banner.
Yeah, really good actor actually. But is it Eric? He did
Oh.
American History X and stuff.
There
Norton. Edward
Ed
Norton.
Norton.
That's it.
Yeah.
Who's a really good actor actually, but apparently he
Yeah,
was like,
I really like Edward Norton, but we've completely transgressed though now, haven't we?
I know, I think we should join Spindle's show now and again to talk about films. That's what we should do. TV.
We'll have to ask him for guest spots.
Yeah, I'd love to chat a bit of TV.
Yeah. Snap.
I do love the games, but I love my TV as well.
Snap. Well, we'll have to ask him nicely if we can have a guest spot at
Yeah.
some point.
That'll be good. Right, anyway, we should probably finish this now. We've getting to that point of just diverging off on random tangents, so
Yeah. I think we're done here. Let's say good night, everyone.
good night everyone.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.